afternoon, my name is Kristani Shen, and in today's video I would like to talk to you guys on how to feel beautiful even when you don't feel attractive. So the first thing I'm going to say is, how do you feel about yourself on the inside? So everyone has an inner recording, something that they keep repeating to themselves every single day. So when it comes to how beautiful you want to feel, you definitely want to repeat to yourself the right affirmations. So I want you to start thinking, first of all, on what you're thinking about. I want you to start seeing yourself as someone that's attractive. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get a journal. That's the first thing you're going to do. And you're going to begin to affirm what you want, right? Especially when it comes to how attractive you want to be. So the next thing is, I want you to start putting action to it, right? So you're going to do this for 30 minutes every single day, and you're going to do this for 30 minutes every single day, 30 minutes to however long you want. It could be an hour, it could be an hour and 30 minutes. It depends on the amount of time that you have. And I want you to affirm your beauty. I want you to affirm your beauty. I want you to affirm your self-worth. I want you to affirm your confidence, right? Everything about you that you want, right? So the first thing I'm going to say is, this might be hard at first, right? And I'm going to compare it to driving a car. So when you're driving a car, the first time you learn to drive, you're going to learn how to look in the rearview mirror. You're going to look how to step on the brakes. You're going to look at the meter. You're going to look at the window in front of you. You're also going to be hearing the GPS if you have a GPS system that's running. So when you're driving, you're memorizing everything all at once. You're memorizing the rearview mirror. You're memorizing the directions. You're memorizing you're putting the steps on your foot on the brakes, right? So when you're first driving, that's what you're doing. You're paying attention to everything. You're paying attention to everything that you're doing. But there's gonna come a time, I'd say maybe a few months down the road, when you're talking to somebody behind you and you're gonna realize you actually had been driving for several hours and you didn't even think about it, right? So what happened there? What happened there is, as you're driving, the first few times you begin to drive, it's like your mind has to remember everything. It has to remember the pedals, your foot on the pedal. It has to remember to look back in the rearview mirror. It has to remember to look at the street signs, look at the lights. So your mind is taking inventory of everything. So, but as you keep going, like you keep going on, you keep going forward, what's going to happen is that your subconscious mind is going to take over, and every action you're doing, it's going to memorize all the actions for you automatically. So the same way you have an automatic kind of drive, you want to have on automatic about your self-esteem, about your self-worth, and your self-confidence, right? So the next thing I want you to do is, I want you to begin to focus on little things you could do to improve your appearance, right? Little things you could do to improve your appearance, right? So one thing you could do is, maybe you could adopt a skincare routine. That's one thing I notice about people that are attractive. They have really good skin, right? They have really good skin texture. They have really clear skin, right? So you want to pay attention to your skin. Another thing is, you want to pay attention to your teeth. You want to make sure, if you have discolored teeth, you want to make sure that they're bright, right? You want to make sure to take care of your dental health. That's one thing I've noticed particularly about attractive people. So another thing you could do is you could go out and you could get some magazines, right? When I was much younger, I would take some magazines. Well, one thing I usually do is I like to people watch, right? Especially when you're in Fashion District in New York, because I'm based in New York, or you're in Soho, NoHo. You just you sit somewhere where there's like maybe a park in the middle of the street. There's certain places for pedestrians to sit, and you could people watch. And what you're doing is you're taking inventory of what's trending, what people are wearing, what goes with what, right? So this also will help you to develop a style, right? So one thing I would always do is I would have a small flip book, and I would write, like, if I saw something, a style that was very interesting, I would draw it, and I would draw the colors the person used. And what I would do is I would either keep it exactly the same way they did it, or if I didn't like a certain color and how it went, I'd be like, you know, I think this would go more with a black pants than a blue jean, right? So a person that's attractive, they're also fashionable, right? So that's why I said that, right? So you want to pay attention to your fashion sense, right? For the most part. Another thing you want to make sure you're paying attention to is the things that you're doing, like especially if you're in school or in college. You want to make sure you have extracurricular activities that you're doing, right? That you're not somebody that you only in school you're only learning grades, you're getting high grades. You want to make sure you're well-rounded, right? So maybe you have hobbies that you like. For instance, maybe you do tennis on the side, maybe you do like piano. So you have, the more stuff you have that you generally are interested in, the more interesting you become, right? So one thing I notice about attractive people is that they're also interesting, right? Hence why they're attractive, right? Sometimes I could see someone's very like physically attractive, but after a while when I see that's all they have to them, I lose interest very fast, right? So you want to make sure you have interests that you're pursuing, right? If you like tennis, if you like piano, if you like jazz, if you like, let's see, classical music. So what you're doing is you're making sure you're a well-rounded person, right? Lastly, you want to develop your personality. So it's great, you know, you want to be attractive, you want to be beautiful, you want a certain look. But it's important that you don't focus on just how you look. You develop a personality, you develop things that's interesting about you, and you're a well-rounded person, right? So yes, being attractive is your looks, it's how attractive you are physically, but you also want to make sure you have other things going for you, right? And that you treat people with respect, right? That you treat people around you with respect no matter what they look like. That'll make you even more attractive, right? So then basically, you guys, this was more for teens and people that are in college. And that's basically it, you guys. My name is Kristani Shen. Have a lovely day, you guys. Thanks. See ya. Bye.